Yes.
Is somebody smiling? Okay, very good. Yes, so I did the native worship course, Arjana uh, course throughout 4 months. And I was there actually totally 5 months. And then my Guru Dev also came, I had to serve him. And then we had, I was in Sridham Mayapur, West Bengal. Sridham Mayapur is understood to be the Kirtan capital of the world because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared there. We learn more about him coming Friday on Kora Purnima festival. Um, so what was this? I was supposed to say? Yeah, personally, I'm still like halfway here. Maybe say that if you see any gray hue on my face, that's what it's all about. Uh, I still have some jet lag. That's what it practically means. Um, our data pursuit course, it was many very wonderful topics there. Like it started with a topic of Brahminical culture and ethics, and we learned there that the essence of Brahminical culture is there's the phrase "Sarvam Sukhino Bhavantu." May all beings be happy. Brahminical culture is supposed to reveal our spiritual nature and our uh, our original connection with the Supreme Lord, which is Satchit Ananda. He is eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. And if we connect ourselves to our original source, that will make us ultimately happy. That happiness we are looking for in this world in many different ways, but happiness in the material world is called Chapala Sukha. It's very flickering happiness, and it's all temporary. So, eternal spirit soul, as we are, we cannot be completely happy with temporary arrangements. So, therefore, the aim of Brahminical culture is to connect everybody to their original spiritual source and loving devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. I'm just about to start the bhajan.
Yeah.
So,
Ultimate happy, how was it?
hmm?
How do you say ultimate happy? One more time.
May all beings be happy.
In how did you translate it?
Sanskrit. Sarvam Sukhino Bhavantu.
Sarvam Sukhino Bhavantu.
Usually on Sunday feast, I start with a very happy Jai Radha Madhava melody, but because we were singing so many happy melodies in the past, so we will change this thing. Jaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna. I'm not speaking any particular verse from Bhagavad Gita, but before I left, I had a series of lectures of I was dealing with the demons that Krishna killed in Vrindavan and anarthas that they represent. So when Krishna was finally born in Kamsa's prison cell in Mathura, that night everything was arranged so that Vasudeva, Krishna's seeming father, was able to take Krishna away from Kamsa's prison cell and bring him all the way to Vrindavan for safe upbringing by Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj, who were acting as Krishna's foster fathers, foster parents. And then Vasudeva brought back Nanda Maharaj's and Yasoda's baby, who was actually Durga herself. Probably we will go through this story in Krishna Janmashtami, like half a year after from this day on. So Krishna killed many demons because Kamsa was afraid of him. He heard that Krishna had appeared in Vrindavan, so he sent one demon to kill him. and we have already covered 8 of them. Today is demon number 9. I wonder if anybody knows this demon number 9. They are usually not numbered, but today we are talking about first of all Dhenukasura. Dhenukasura is the ass demon or donkey. Krishna, Balaram, and the cowherd boys, they were herding cows in the forest of Vrindavan as usual. And then they were becoming a little bit hungry. And they were nearby a place of Vrindavan called Talavan. So then they saw those big trees of Talavan bearing tall fruits. But so they got really enthusiastic to taste some of those sweet fruits. But the problem was that this Talavan forest was actually the one plot of land in Vrindavan which belonged to Kamsa, King Kamsa. And it was guarded by this demon called Dhenukasura, donkey, or with his donkey associates. So So then Krishna and Balaram, they went ahead. I'm not sure about the exact detail, but Balaram plays a big role in this pastime. I wonder if Balaram was the first one to go and shake one of those trees so that the tall fruits started to drop down, and that made a sound. So that sound got Dhenukasura and his associates aware that there's an uninvited guest. That's it. Uninvited guest. That's a little bit ahead of the story now, but will do. So he came running towards Krishna and Balaram. Very fierce force towards Balaram, but Balaram just very easily, because he's the first expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he took a grab hold of Dhenukasura's hind legs behind, like in this picture, and he started to just whirl around, just like I have this upstairs, a microphone. Yep.
And that's it.
Anyway, that's the way Dhenukasura finally flew in the sky. I don't do it anymore. I hope it still works. Because then after this incident, Dhenukasura didn't work anymore. Balaram was whirling around, and he threw Dhenukasura on the top of one of those tall trees. And tall tree, from the heavy weight of Dhenukasura, the tall tree came down, crashing down. I think the tall trees were of different colors, or maybe the different donkeys were of different colors. But then the other other donkeys, they started coming, seeing what happened to Dhenukasura, and they started to attack Krishna and Balaram. So they both started to take them one by one and throw them from the top of the tall trees. And the tall trees came down just like you may have seen those domino slaps one after each other, so they were crashing on one another. So it was a very beautiful scene. So in the end, Krishna and Balaram and the cowherd boys enjoyed the sweet tall fruits. So this Dhenukasura represents gross materialistic intelligence, ignorance of spiritual knowledge. So these kind of persons, they see Krishna, the Supreme Personal Godhead, as an object, just another person, just like me. Prabhupada once said that the fool thinks that everyone is just like me. Uh, uh, so these kind of persons, they don't have any intelligence to go any deeper. I mean, Krishna appeared in the Vedas, especially Mahabharata. uh, and those personalities, they had a chance to associate with Krishna, but still some of them didn't understand who or what Krishna actually is. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Avanta avajani mamudha manusim tanam ashritam param bhavam vacharanto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. And the next verse, this is ninth chapter, verses 11 and 12. Mokhasa, verse 12. Mokhasa mokhakarmano mokhakyana vichetasaham raksusim asulim jaiva prakritim mohinim shritraha. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. So there are different kinds of personalities who are affected by these qualities. Srila Rupa Goswami has written one book called Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, and he lists particularly six qualities which are um, unfavorable for development of one's devotional service. And one of those qualities is called Niyamagraha. And Niyamagraha can be understood in two different ways. One way is that one is following the rules and regulations just in the sake of following rules and regulations, not really caring or understanding about what those rules and regulations are ultimately meant for. That's not very intelligent, but some people are very, very strict in I have to do this, I have to do that, but then ultimately they might forget why are they actually doing that. And another point of view of following this Niyamaga principle is on to the other extreme, that being very loose, not following the rules and regulations. So this is an obstacle for one's development of devotional service attitude, one's bhakti. It's an obstacle on the path of one's bhakti. And another type of character is like scholars who think that Krishna is an ordinary historical person. Prabhupada always talks about the Mayavadis in this context. Mayavadis think that Krishna is the supreme representative of Brahman. But from Srimad Bhagavatam, we learn that there are three different levels of understanding the Supreme Absolute Truth. It's Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. And further on, the Acharyas are explaining that the features of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sat, Chit, and Ananda, they are represented in these three different levels of understanding of the Absolute Truth. Sat, so the aspect of eternity can be understood in connection to Brahman realization. And then there is Paramatma, the super soul in everyone's heart. That realization covers Sat and Chit, eternity and knowledge. And when one is concentrated on the level of understanding Bhagavan, then one can that is that contains all the features of Sat, Chit, and Ananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Um, um, so it is confirmed in many places. In Krishna says himself in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, there's one verse that it's actually Srila Prabhupada quotes in the purpose of these two verses. That's from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, and text number 20. Kritavan kila karmani saha ramena kesavaha Adibhartyani Bhagavan Kodhas Kapatas Manusaha. Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balaram, played like a human being, and so masked, he performed many superhuman acts. So Krishna and Balaram, they were like a supreme absolute truth, masked in this form of two little cowherd boys. And because they were the supreme personality of Godhead, both of them, so and so they were always victorious because everything emanates from Krishna. Uh, Everything is under Krishna's control. Now, actually, as I was doing the Manipur Academy Gita Worship course, we went through 10 principles of Gita worship. Uh, what was I thinking about? And sometimes I lose track a little bit what I'm about to say. No, I was talking about the 10 principles of devotional service. Anyway, I try to think about it. Uh, Wait a minute. It's actually not in these 10 principles of devotional the verse which I'm remembering. It's it's by Srila Rupa Goswami from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Krishna is the supreme controller. That's what I was looking for. So, everything emanates from Krishna. Krishna is in every atom, so surely he will control everything very easily. So Krishna appeared in the world in the form of Narayan, just to display his parents Vasudeva and Devaki, that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Then by Devaki's request, Krishna changed his form from four-handed Narayan form to little baby Krishna. And thereafter he was playing his beautiful pastimes here in the world. And if we know start knowing or come to know the transcendental nature of Krishna's appearance and activities, then we don't need to take birth again in the material world. So that's about how Krishna is all powerful and all auspicious in our life. Janma karma cha mediyam evam yoveti tatpada kyakvari hankunat janma nanki mahamik surchuna. So we have a big festival coming up, Gaura Purnima, and we are going to bathe the deities Shri Kornitai. And that's one display of the Supreme Lord's transcendental pastimes. Uh, there's another verse which now explain So it sounds a little controversial because Krishna is saying that I am present in every living entity as the super soul. If someone neglects or disregards the super soul everywhere and engages himself in the worship of the deity in the temple, that is simply imitation. So seemingly this kind of statement goes against the deity worship. But in our deity worship course, we learned the 10 principles of deity worship, and one of them is Krishna is the deity. So to find a connection with these two ideas is it's quite important. So at the same time, we should worship the deity, and then at the same time, we should not neglect other living entities because Krishna is in the heart as the super soul of every living entity. Um, and the deity worship is actually meant for this, like it is said that our bhakti, our practice of devotional service, is like a train, and train goes on two tracks, and one track is called Bhagavata Vidhi, and the other track is called Pancharatrika Vidhi. So Bhagavata Vidhi means studying or reading, releasing Srimad Bhagavatam, the stories of Krishna, and to chant the holy names. These two items belongs to the Bhagavata Vidhi. And Pancharatrika Vidhi means like a deity worship following the rules and regulations. So both of them are important. Our mission in Krishna consciousness movement is based on these two different tracks. Uh, because especially in this particular day and age, we are usually so disturbed, so uh, jumping to or trying to release only Bhagavata Vidhi. Uh, we might get sometimes sidetracked to the most troublesome idea was that we try to jump in the pastimes of Lord Krishna without being qualified. Therefore, we need this Pancharatrika Vidhi to rules and regulations in order to try to purify ourselves. And then when Krishna so desires and he shows the way, then, and when he allows, then we are able to enter to his pastimes. So Lord Balaram killed Dhenukasura, and Lord Balaram is a representative of Guru. He's the Adi Guru, original spiritual master, and all the bona fide spiritual masters are empowered by him. So Balaram helps the disciple to make advancement in spiritual knowledge, and he throws our mundane scholarship into a trash bin and awakens our spiritual knowledge. So by receiving the transcendental Shakti, the power of Guru, we are able to overcome the influence of Dhenukasura in this way. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadikshyanti te jnanam jnanena tattvadarshina. The famous verse from Gita explains this. As Krishna is recommending us to Arjuna and also us to approach a spiritual master, inquire him submissively and render service unto him. um, if you don't follow the orders of Guru, then you might end up in a difficult situation. Like there's a chapter in Bhagavatam where Lord Balaram is playing chess with the brother of Krishna's, one of Krishna's queens. Rukmini is the queen, and her brother is called Rukmi. So Rukmi challenged Balaram to play chess because Rukmi had a friend called Kalinga, or was it Kalinga? Kalinga, or actually he was the king of Kalinga city. So Kalinga knew that Balaram is not very expert in playing chess, so so they could get a good money from Balaram by challenging him. So so first bet was 100 gold coins. So they chess and Balaram lost. And this King Kalinga had a habit to show his teeth to Balaram. You know, this makes an image in my head about a person whose face is very narrow, and sometimes those people they have very long teeth and maybe coming a little bit outside. And so, King Kalinga was just what's the English word? Provoke Balaram's or try to awaken Balaram's anger so that Balaram would mentally suffer about this incident. So he was Kalina was sawing his teeth. So then they had another round. The bet was 1,000 gold coins. Balaram lost again. So and Kalina was showing his teeth again. And, but then they still, because they were considered like Kshatriyas. Rukmi was a Kshatriya, and when he challenges somebody else, he cannot actually refuse. So Balaram accepted the challenge. So then they went for the third round, and the bet was 10,000 gold coins. Balaram lost. So this is. And Kalinga, of course, he was showing his teeth. And then Rukmi had some other assembly of some other friends, and then they were also laughing at Balaram. And, and Balaram is getting a little bit uneasy with the situation. So he, because of the reaction of the opponent, Balaram insisted that okay, I need to uh, go for another round. So the bet was 100,000 gold coins. But this time Balaram won. 100,000, 10,000 is quite nothing in comparison to 100,000. So, but because Rukmi was very like an intellectual man, he had very good mundane intelligence. So, and he was crooked also. Yes, so he was explaining that, oh, because of this and this, this actually belong here, and this is all. It looks like that, but actually you have actually lost. And Balaram is getting a little bit more angry. Okay, 100 million gold coins, the final bet. Balaram won again. But because there was Rukmi and Kalinga, so Rukmi again said, okay, it's not actually you have won, it belongs to like this and this, and it has to be there, and that has to be there. And actually, it looks like you have won, but actually you are not won, you have lost. But then there was a voice from the sky that which said that Balaram is the actual winner. But Rukmi didn't even care for that. He insisted that Balaram had lost. And now finally Balaram got really angry. Uh, and Kalina there again was showing his teeth. Well, first of all, Balaram very quickly grabbed his club and smashed Rukmi, and Rukmi fell down dead. And then Kalina was a little bit afraid of this incident, and he tried to escape, but Balaram grabbed him and struck his teeth away. So Balaram wasn't able, Kalina wasn't able to smile anymore. And also those other assembly uh, personalities, Rukmi's friends, they were starting to get really afraid and they started to flee here and there. But Balaram was able to injure them quite badly. So this can be also considered as some kind of a shakti of a guru, how guru is able to clear up our bewildered mind from the mundane scholarship. Accepting Guru's order or anybody's order, it may awaken some suspiciousness sometimes. But anyway, we are following our teachers at school. That's why we learned our maths and writings and whatever subject matter we were interested in, because we followed our Guru's orders. So the same way, we should also follow our spiritual master's order. Have faith, and with the instruction of the Guru comes Shakti also. Like we have seen sometimes, uh, like we have the saying, one verse which I usually recite, but not today. I recite before my class. Mukham karoti vachalam pangam langhai te yat kripata mahamande shri gurun dinatana. That by the mercy of the Guru, one who is dumb can recite beautiful poetry, and one who is lame can cross high mountains. Just by the order of the Guru. That's how powerful Guru's word is. I think we are okay. It's 1:30. Any quick questions? Okay, sorry. After the after prasadam, we can sit down. Prasadam. All right, thank you very much. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Pura Purnima festival this Friday ki jai.